Hello everybody and welcome to this week's Markets to Watch from Smack the Markets for week commencing the 17th of December. Now this is the last full week of trading for the markets prior to the Christmas break, but with the potential news that we've got due this week, it could be a fairly exciting one. Now we've not only got the usual news out for Great British Pound around the Brexit negotiations and how those are progressing or how they're not progressing, as the case may be. We've also got the Fed interest rate decision on Wednesday. So there's quite a potential for some major news to keep the markets on its toes this week. So let's come and take a look at a few markets here that we're keeping a close eye on in the trading room. Now, the first one here is CAD Yen. CAD Yen, we think, is up against some rather interesting decision point levels here in the market. So we can see from the higher time frame perspective that this market has been sort of moving short. It's been weak here for the past few weeks. And if we take a look at this on the daily chart, we can see that on the daily, this market has been in the context of a short trend, although it being sort of fairly volatile. But more recently, the market's retraced back up into the moving average zone. It's also sitting at some rather, or right in between actually, some rather key levels. So there's, based on the previous day's candle here, you see this bearish candle, we can see that above that candle there is significant previous resistance or previous support, which is resistance in price. Also, right underneath where the market's sitting at the moment, there's also another key level. So it's sitting on support, there's resistance above, and the market's looking extremely bearish at the moment. So if we get a break below this level, that's going to look rather interesting. It's going to break this support level and the downtrend, sort of setting up for a downward move for this downtrend to continue. And we'll be looking for sort of moves down here. If that happens, we'll be looking for moves down here towards that sort of 84,000 level. You can see here on the 4-hour chart that the market started to roll over again. We've got that sort of level sort of marked in. It makes sense again here on the 4-hour time frame as well. So a break lower is again, further weakness here in the caddy would set this up for a decent move short. Now, if we come and have a look at another one here, this is CAD Swiss, very similar market, but again, very similar sort of structure. If we take a look at this on the daily chart, we can see again we've got a short trend in place. The market's retraced back into previous support, which is now becoming resistance, back into the moving averages again. And today's candle is starting to look rather bearish as well. So again, if this sort of continues, then we could start to see a move down here towards that sort of 74,000 level here on the daily. Now, let's come and have a look at the US indices. And if we take a look at the mini Dow future here at the moment, so here at the mini Dow, we can see that we can see the volatility that this market's had over the past few weeks. It's been absolutely extreme, but at the moment the market's sitting at some really key interested points. So it's sitting around that 24,000 level, where you can see in the past, the markets hasn't really got down to this level for some time, certainly not for the past few months. So if this level gets taken out, we've only got sort of 23,350 down here, this next level, holding the market up. Underneath that, there's pretty much not an awful lot in the way holding the market up for quite a long distance. So if we take a look at this on the daily chart, you can see on the daily chart that every time recently that the market sort of come down to these sort of levels, it's found support, it's bounced up. More recently, we had a lower low taken out here just below 24,000. The market rallied, but it really didn't have any sort of steam here. It's now made a lower high, and now it's sort of rolling over sort of fairly well. So at the moment, we're getting a little bit of an uptick here off 24,000 in the Globex sort of market. It remains to be seen how the market's going to react around here. Certainly, we'll be looking at trading opportunities in between these levels and the break of them. So below 24,000, we've got a window there down towards sort of 23,350. Below that, well, there's not a lot in the way for holding up short positions. Now, if we come and take a look at the our commodity for today, we're going to take a look at gold here. So gold, what has attracted us to this one here is that the market is now sitting at key levels. Now, we've spoken about these levels many times before. So the 124 level, the 125 level, the market at the moment here, if we take a look at this on the daily, in the daily chart, we've got a context of a strong uptrend at the moment with convergence, and the market's pulled back into 124, back into those moving averages, so it's back into that support level. At the moment, it's starting to find a bit of support around here. So if the market finds support here, we'll be looking for long, for the market to continue long, and looking for this price of gold to continue and the trend to continue up above the previous high and maybe a bit further as well. So there's a few markets that we're keeping a close eye on in the trading room this week. Certainly hope it helps, and we'll speak to you next week. Bye for now.